Most Space Wolves fight for glory, but some fight for death. They are called Lone Wolves. In the Space Wolves, a Lone Wolf isn't a hero. He's a warrior that's lost everything and is on a mission to fall in glorious battle with honor. Hey everyone, Jam here and welcome to Bash and Brush. Now, in order for me to build up a suicidal warrior leaping into battle alone, kind of berserker style, I needed a very dynamic body that I wanted leaping off of some high terrain. Now, nothing's better for this than the new Blood Claws. Now, there was two particular bodies that I liked, and about a million different cool poses I could have gone with. As you can see here, I quite often just get some blue tack out and test different heads and weapons and stuff like that. But once I nailed down what I wanted to do, I had to actually do the base first, because this is very important for me to tell the story I want to tell here. Now, as of recording this, I'm still very unsure of what I want to do with my Space Wolves bases for the army, but I'm just going to go for the tried and true cork here and build up a nice little rocky cliff face. And one thing I always do is I use my hobby knife to cut the edges down of the cork just to kind of make the bits blend together. But what I've also mentioned before in previous videos is you can actually sand down corkboard, so this really helps blend it all together, smooth the bits out and make it look less like cork. Now, initially I went with 3 layers, but then I thought, you know what, it's not high enough, so I stuck a 4th one on there as well. But now getting into the weapons, and nothing screams Viking Berserker to me more than dual axes. Now, weirdly, a right-handed power weapon in general is pretty hard to come by, but luckily I have this axe from the older Space Wolves upgrade sprue. Now, this axe is pretty cool, but I didn't want that wolf tail on here. I didn't want to make it too busy, so I just used my hobby knife to gently snip that off. And then for the other axe, I got this one from the Blood Claws kit, and luckily it was pretty much perfect for the pose that I wanted. The arm, the weapon, everything just fit perfectly with no adjustments. Now for the head, I obviously wanted something very aggressive, very Space Wolfy. And I was gonna green stuff a giant beard and flowing hair, but then I found this head from the new Space Wolves Battle Leader kit, and I thought this is perfect because it's got the long flowing hair, the beard, aggressive face, and it's also got that kind of more mature veteran look to it. And now it was time to glue it all on, and usually when it comes to a very specific pose like this, I like to glue everything on at the same time. Because when you're using plastic glue, you've got a lot of time to kind of move things around before it sets. So yeah, I just glued the weapons on, the head, and I just started like shifting things around, making sure that the pose felt right. And sometimes I'll actually just put the model down on the table and then get down to its level to make sure that the head's in the right place, because again, this guy's leaping off a high cliff, so he needs to kind of be looking downwards. And I wanted both arms raised in the air like he's about to come down with both axes, cleaving someone in half. Like I said, very berserker, very aggressive. But I wanted to add a bit more fancy Space Wolves detail to this guy. And I wanted to cut out this wolf pelt from this wolfen, that's a lot of wolfy words. And I just used my hobby saw to slice it off the body. And in order to get it to fit on the back of this model, I just needed to use my hobby knife to carve out some of the plastic, do a little dry fit, carve a bit more until it fit. Now I like this because one, it gives him that veteran-y Space Wolfy vibe, but also it adds a lot of momentum and movement to the model. And speaking of that, you might be thinking, well, his hair is blowing in one way, but the pelt's in another way. And it did kind of annoy me at first, but at the same time, this guy's running and leaping off of a cliff. Not everything is going to be swaying in the same direction. But on that note, as for the shoulder pads, I got this one from, I believe, the Grey Hunters kit. But the reason why I chose this one is because, again, it's got that extra bit of fur veteran vibe to it, but it also goes in the same direction of his movement, so again, it just sells that aggressive movement. But now, to sell the veteran vibe a bit more, and the fact that he's not really part of a pack or a squad, I gave him probably my favorite shoulder pads in all of Warhammer, and that's these Horus Heresy Space Wolf ones. Now I wanted to add a few more small details to this guy without ruining his silhouette, because I think the pose is the main thing selling this model. But with that being said, I got one of these pistol holsters with the dangly ropes that just again sells the movement, but I felt like that front bit needed a bit more bulking out. So I got one of these decorative diamond trinkets from, I believe, the Primaris Space Wolves upgrade sprue, and again just glued it on. Now to even out the other side, from the same kit, I got this little pouch with the rune on it and it's glued it on there, but it also helps hide one of the contact points that didn't quite fit that well with the pelt. And with that, I just wanted to keep this guy pretty stripped back. Like I said, he just leaps into battle with these dual axes. He doesn't really need anything else. Now if you find any value and enjoy these videos and want to see them keep on coming, then maybe check out my YouTube membership, Patreon, or affiliate links and stuff in the description if you'd like to help support the channel. But enough of that nonsense, let's speedrun how I paint my Space Wolves armor. So firstly, I airbrush prime the miniature black. I use the Vallejo one I've got here, but you can use whatever you have. Then I airbrush pretty much the entire model again with the Fang. And the last airbrush step before we hit the brushes, I go in with rust grey. But with this, I try to keep it to the tops, almost like a zenithal. So spraying about 70 to 80% of the model again from above. But now on to shading. Now I used to do my Space Wolves with a recessed shade of Agrax Earthshade to give it a bit more warmth, a bit more griminess. But with this particular version of my army, I want to go for something a bit more coal. So I'm using the Space Wolves contrast paint here, and I'm just going to be running that into all the recesses. Like I said, it darkens down those shadows, but still gives it that cool blue grey kind of vibe. And then sticking to that whole cool tone, I want to add some weathering to this dude, but I'm going to use Incubi Darkness instead of like a brown or a black. I'm just going to kind of lightly dab this around most of the edges and some of the flat panels as well. I don't like to go too overboard with weathering. Focusing a lot on corners and stuff like that where chipping would happen. But now to make this model pop and for the weathering to pop as well, it's time to go in with an edge highlight of Fenrisian Grey. And you don't have to be super smooth and crisp with this because again, little stipply highlights here and there help sell the whole battle-worn vibe. The theme of my army is the fact that I actually want it to be a playable army. I want something I can get done quick, but something I'm still proud of. And speaking of just getting things done, this is not a step I would usually do on basic troops and stuff like that, but for any characters, you can get out some blue horror and just do a tiny little stipple or edge highlight on the corners and stuff like that where the light would really catch the armor just to help it pop a little bit more. But again, not the most necessary step. And that's pretty much how I do my Space Wolves armor. Now once it's all done, I do go back in with rust grey again just to neaten up and tidy some places. I usually do that once everything's done, because sometimes you overspill with a brown or something like that. Let's go over to a painted reveal. And there you have him, ladies and gents, in all his lone wolf berserker glory. Now I'm hoping I already sold the kind of story I'm going for with this guy, so you'll have to let me know in the comments below. And as always, if you've got a cool name for this dude, let me know in the comments below as well. In my little headcanon, this guy's been a lone wolf for so long and he just kind of refuses to die. He no longer uses shields or Terminator armor or anything like that, he just jumps in with his dual axes now. And it's a bit of a tangent with the army I'm trying to build at the moment, but when the inspiration hits, you gotta follow it. But I'll stop waffling now guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, you know what to do. Like, share, subscribe, the usual stuff. And like I said earlier, if you'd like to see these videos continue, and you want to get some extra perks, then check out my YouTube membership, Patreon, and if you're going to be buying any miniatures, then check out my affiliate link in the description as well. But until next time guys, bye bye.